Welcome back to Runabout Revival. In this installment, we're all about the details because when it comes to electrical work, it's the details that make the difference. As we lay the foundation for seamless integration of our standalone engine management system, we're reminded that progress is a tapestry woven with care. So grab your magnifying glass, label maker, and wiring diagram, or actually, forget all that. You get a beer or other age-appropriate refreshing beverage and drink that for me as I die of heat stroke in the 120-degree garage next to my water heater. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This is Runabout Revival. All right, it's another weekend, and time to do some work on the MR2. So, just to get us caught up a little bit, I have the wiring harness loom, or the heat shrink printed. I'm going to cut this out, put this onto this wire here. Speaking of wiring, this is a tool chest I usually have in the backyard. We have a shed and a 35-foot concrete area back there that I use for like oil changes and things. So I use this out there.
It's so damn hot.
It usually sits in a shed. It's a little dusty, but I think I'm going to reallocate it in this garage since I've gotten so much wiring stuff. This is only part of it. There's actually a bunch in there already. This is some new stuff. I'm going to be building a fuse block and relay station for the MR2. Control things like the radiator fans, the intercooler fan, the engine fan, the fuel pump, bunch of stuff. So anyways, got a bunch of leads here, like the 12-inch long ones. They're harder to find, it seems like, anymore. Most people sell them 6-inch, and these interlocking ones are nice. So they fit together easily, so you can put a bunch of them in a row, and they just stay where they're supposed to be. So I got a big pack of those. I won't use them on this. I also have a Jeep. I'll have a winch and some lighting and stuff going in that. It's going to build another fuse relay for that one as well. Just about every single different type of heat shrink fitting connector from Wirefly. This is like, I think their biggest kit. I like the heat shrink stuff a lot better than the insulated or not even insulated connectors. They're just easier and cleaner. So I just got that whole thing and I'll get through them. And I got, of course, big box of 25 relays, a bunch of bus bars, and a big fuse block, as well as a couple different crimp tools here. This is the one for the AEM, a couple others for Deutsch connector and things like that. And then, speaking of the devil, a bunch of Deutsch connectors. These are just a bunch of 2-pin connectors for doing the fans, and some generic, various size and various color heat shrink for stuff that I don't need to label and stuff. So, oh yeah, Molex connectors. This is what's gonna go, once I label it, it's gonna go with this Molex connector to eventually plug into the other side of the Molex connector, which will be then attached to the fuse block and relay station. Also, some new stuff here. Probably showed some of these already, but some of them are new today. This is the 4-inch intake. I got the stainless steel one from MR2 Heaven. They also finally got me the 4-inch hose clamp that was missing originally. They actually sent me the wrong silicone initially, but they very quickly fixed that for me. No big deal. I also got reverse and brake lights, LEDs. They just look a lot crisper, brighter, makes the car look a lot more modern while still looking like it does originally.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I really like that. I also got the engine lid cover. This is the cable that connects from the latch inside all the way around the side to the actual latch itself. The one that I have, it cracked off most of the outside here. There's some rust on it. Plus, I'm going to run that through the actual body panels to hide it. I just tucked that out of the way there. So I figured this is a good opportunity to just get a new one, since I'm going to be rerunning it anyway. So, and then last but not least, actually I guess not last, this is actually just an AN fitting for the pipe on the top of the engine here, for that goes out and up. That you can pull out, pressing this AN fitting. And that's just going to help to clean up because actually I don't want to run my catch can that direction. I'm going to put my catch can over in that direction to the left side of the engine instead of in front of it. So it'll just make it easier to run that line directly to my catch can instead of kind of going with the bend and then coming back. So that's what that is. And then last but not least is something I've been waiting for weeks, probably a month now. Finally got the 2 radiator support bushings that go underneath the new radiator, which has been sitting over here with the sensor sitting there waiting for these things. They just go right on these, boom. And these sits right onto the support bracket underneath the radiator. There's one on each side. The other one's still in the package. I'll put that on, and then we will drop that guy right into this open slot here.
Yo, I pitch wisdom for the kidsdom. Solid as a prism, keeps a funky rhythm. If I want it, I go and get it. My blood thicker than water, we up like a zipper. My jeans seems got ashes from the plane. I'm elevating and crashing in the bed, but instead I hit my rooftop and watch the world go. Penning this shit inside my journal. Look up at the stars as I burn slow. Head to the Ville over by Strauss. We in the house with the herbo. As I throw on my starter, once my ignition start up, it's go time. And we ain't even hit our prime in no time. In the city living, spending past our limits, put my all up in it, only play to win it. What's the status quo, what's the scenario? Kicking mad flavor as for hoes, we don't save a dough. Put them to the side like a page of dough, cut them off clean like a tape up though. Really think you dream until you wake up though. Everything is custom, if they ain't want it then fuck them. If they ain't part of the process, can't trust them. Double cup and sipping, bought a Neuro, eating churros. Shorty ass fat like a sumo, and I'm high off the Chillin' with the crew, playing Uno. Niggas tryna front, but it's cool though. We on our way up, so it's kudos. Tryna get the moolah, cop a tudo. I need a big crib with a blue nose. Step into my dreams like it's Euro. Playing pool with the cool vibes by the poolside. Shorty asked me what's my shoe size. She think I'm too fly, but I'm really too high. And I ain't with the rah-rah. Hit her and tell her bye-bye. Already got my nala. Young Simba in the flesh on the high ride. It's all about the commas and the dollar. Devils wear Prada. It's just another saga. It's just another saga. Mental health check, wallet on me check, another day check, we put them in check.
This is the blue and black fuel pump wire. Found a little mess up in this. I'm just going to fix it real quick and use this wire. The body side harness, I finally got my bullets connector in here and my proper crimping tool. It's all set up. All I need to do, in fact, I already labeled these. Actually burned some of them a little bit. Used a lighter instead of a heat gun because I was trying to keep it quiet. It's at nighttime and kind of fucked it up. But you can still read them. It's all good.
It's all good, man.
Need to strip them off. I was practicing with this little piece here. That's how much you need to strip it off. Barely anything. It's less than 1/4 of an inch to fit there. You need to strip all these wires back on the tips in preparation to crimp them and then push them into the pin in the desired locations on one side. And the other side is going to run to the connector for the AEM, which is actually in my wiring tool cart right now on top. So that's going to be how the wiring harness from the body ties into the wiring harness that goes into the Infinity. It's going to be through that one Infinity plug. Figure I should probably actually show one of these before I get done. Let's see if I can do that. So I don't know if you can see there. I have the pin already in there. This next one's alternated. Just take the pin, slide it in a little bit farther. You can actually feel it. Oop. Hit the back.
Phrasing. Forget it.
There you go. It crimps the wire, the rubber outside, and then the tighter part on the actual copper. I'm going to slide that into this pin. It's number 8. And that clicks. There we go. 2 more to go. Trying to get a better shot here. Let's see, next wire. I have to break one of these pins off. Back and forth a few times. Low pressure. Check that the wire's there. Oh. Pin in. Let's see here. I'm sure there's a more graceful way of doing this, but this is what I've been doing. There's actually 2 different parts, a wider part and a narrower part to the inside of this, and then there's a little barb on the inside. Can't really see it on the camera, but there's a barb on the inside you put right up against the face of the cutter. Let's take our Let's crank it down first. So I'm gonna get it tight, just so it holds that in place. See if we can even get this on camera. Splitting apart at the end there. And stick that down in there. A little farther to the rubber. Usually feel it. Grip it all the way down. Pop it out. It's a good connection. Let's see. This is going to be number 9. Oops. There we go. I'll make sure I was putting that in right before I jam it in. Got one left to go. Let's grab a crimping tool, reload it very stupidly. I gotta watch a video and see how people are doing this, because this is clearly takes way too long the way I do it. Okay, it's in there. Crimp it down just to hold it. And the last wire, just to make sure, dash temp gauge, yellow and green water temp, stock dash temp gauge. I'm going to stick that in to the rubber. A little farther you can feel it. Cramp that all the way down. Pop it out. And that is lucky number 10. Cool. And that's actually done for the new body harness. The other end of this will plug in to cables that come out of the Molex connector that goes directly into the AEM Infinity standalone. On this, what I can do now that this is done, I actually have to still put the ends on my alternator cable, which I'm actually sitting the camera on right now. Let's see if I grab those out. This these two cables, need to cut this off here, put this guy in here, bring that rubber down over top of it, crimp it good, and then last 40 amp line. This is the power for running the relays that I need to run in the back of the car, which will also plug in next to the AEM. Still not exactly sure what that looks like. I have an idea of what it's going to look like, but it probably will change a couple times until I actually build it, but we'll see. I had to get a new crimping tool, but finally crimped that end cable on there for the alternator. I'm going to wrap it, and I should be able to put it back into the car.